Chapter 7. The Phone Call. Apartment 2A, downtown Denver, Colorado. David Archer's apartment is a small and dingy bedsit, located above a small backstreet theatre called Shoddy Actors Entertainment. The apartment is in serious need of updating. The walls are painted nicotine yellow. Fake plastic plants, coated in a thin layer of dust, sit ugly and useless in chintz-style vases throughout the place. The beach-style laminate flooring is covered with a multitude of mysterious colourful stains, used tissues and napkins, the odd piece of stale toast, empty plastic water bottles, and crumbs that felt like tiny glass shards to Jameson's bare feet on his first night in the apartment. There is a large pile of dirty laundry piled up against one wall. The single bed is unmade. The bed sheets, in need of sterilisation, are soiled with a substance that looks like plum jam. There is a large stain in the centre of the mattress covering. Upon discovering it, Jameson could not tell if it is red wine or blood. Regardless, the bed is off limits. There is a general mess everywhere. The CIA obviously had not bothered tidying up after their thorough search, and Jameson couldn't bring himself to do it either. But after 2 weeks of festering in the hole, alone, eating takeout food, the mess, and more so the rank, stale, sweet and sour with a hint of semen smell, had him almost reaching for the shaken vac. Jameson is settled on his camping bed, in his sleeping bag. He is naked, with the exception of his white underpants. With his hands clasped behind his head as a makeshift pillow, he gazes, in a trance, up at the Artex ceiling and a non-functional ceiling fan covered in dusty cobwebs, thinking of the last time he saw his wife's face. It was only a couple of weeks ago, but it feels longer than that. It feels like an awful long time ago. He sighs and pines for her in his loneliness, somewhat emotional. Archer's mobile phone, several feet away, rings and rattles loudly as it vibrates on the kitchen bunker, startling Jameson. The ringtone is "I Wanna Be Sedated" by the Ramones. "Shit," Jameson blurts. He tries to move his arms and cries out. They feel like dead weights, stiff and aching. As he slowly regains control of his arms, he begins to groan and chuckle at the same time as paresthesia settles in. He searches for the sleeping bag zipper. His fumbling, tingling hands just cannot seem to find it. He fights with the bag for a manic moment. The phone keeps ringing. Jameson, having lost track of time, gets himself into a panic that he might miss the call.
"Don't hang up! I'm coming! You can't hear me! I'm wasting time!"
He swings his legs off the camping bed and tries to stand, but the sleeping bag slides along the floor. He slips and falls backwards, crashing down onto the floor.
Jesus!
He wheezes, slightly winded. He flips onto his front and gets into the press-up position. He then walks forwards on his hands, dragging his feet as they slide out of the sleeping bag.
Come on.
And in an awkward, graceless motion, Jameson unsheathes himself. He clambers to his feet and reaches the phone on the kitchen bunker just as it goes off.
Okay, God damn it! Probably should have kept the phone a bit closer to me, in hindsight.
He runs over and kicks his sleeping bag across the room. It lands on top of a heap of open pizza boxes with mouldy, half-eaten pizza inside that has been left to rot, and some other unknown substance growing out of what looks like a noodle box. He grimaces, realising he should go and rescue it from the grime, and begins to make for it when the phone rings again. He spins around and snatches the phone up to his ear.
"Hello?"
he says, desperately trying to regain his composure and slip into character. Silence. Jameson waits.
Archer?
A young woman's voice asks.
"Yeah?"
Silence.
Why didn't you answer the first time?
"Oh, I was in the shower, just freshening up. You know how I like cleanliness,"
Jameson says, scanning the befouled room. He frowns at his contradiction.
Who is this?"
You know who this is. We need you to get on a plane.
"A plane? To where?"
Cincinnati. Someone will be waiting for you at CDG.
"Okay. When?"
The next flight is in 1 hour. I suggest you leave now.
The caller hangs up. Jameson looks at his watch. 8 p.m.
Time to go.
He quickly gets dressed into black cargo pants and a black polo neck sweater. He pulls on a fleece raincoat. He pockets his phone, picks up his keys and heads for the door. He pulls it open and steps into a cool and crisp early evening air. He locks the apartment door and turns to face the night. He draws in a long breath of refreshing air and slowly exhales. After breathing in the musty apartment air for so long, the fresh air is invigorating and it sharpens his mind to face the magnitude and uncertainty of what lies ahead of him.
One foot after the other,
He tells himself.
one step at a time. You can do this.
He pulls up his coat collar and then hastily makes for the streets to hail a cab.